Hi everybody! I'm going to talk about a favorite subject today, how to pick up dropped stitches or how to fix little mistakes. I'm going to show you a technique that we use at the shop that I find really easy and handy, and I find a lot of people don't know how to do it, so I'm going to show you today. What I find a lot of people do when they're trying to fix dropped stitches is what they'll do is they'll yank their needle out and then try to, how would I put it? They'll try to, they'll back their knitting up to where they think they need to be, and then they'll try to pick up the live stitches all the way along, which is fine, but what can happen is as you're going along, they can pop out, that's quite a drastic sort of example where I pulled the stitch out, but you know what I mean. They can slip out and you get to the end and you think, oh shoot, I've missed a couple, or I've picked them up the wrong way or whatever. It's not a surefire way of getting every stitch picked up perfectly. So what we do is we take the needle out, we back the stitches up to past where the mistake is. And what you do is you get to the end of a row, and I'll get this last stitch out from this row. Get to the end of the row, and then what you do is if you pop each stitch out one at a time and grab them as you go, there's no way that you can miss one, because you have to take the yarn out of the stitch to be able to grab the stitch. So as you're going along, you know that you're getting every stitch as you go, because there's no way you can miss one. And as you can see, I'm grabbing from the front, and I get to the end of my row, and everything is there because I've popped them out individually. This works as well on just the same way on a purl row, and you literally do the same thing. I'll take my stitches out here, my knitting out, needle out, and same thing from the front, pop each stitch out and grab each one. And like I say, there's absolutely no way you can miss one if you do it this way, and they all come off or get put back on rather on the needle in the right direction if you've picked them up all from the front, and you get to the end and you have the perfect number because you've grabbed them one at a time. So that's my favorite way to fix mistakes, even if I've only dropped a stitch a couple rows back. Rather than trying to fiddle with a crochet hook all the time. Sometimes I do it that way, but sometimes I just do this. And I yank the needle out, which usually causes people to go, but it's not as scary as it looks. And what I would suggest, what I always tell people to do, rather than trying to practice this on an actual project, knit yourself a little swatch, this 8 or 10 stitches wide, knit for an inch or two, yank the needle out, and practice picking up stitches on a swatch rather than on a project where you're going to panic. So that's my favorite little trick for picking up stitches. See you later.